Hey guys,
Welcome to a very special episode of Behind the Dissonance.
today we are going to be talking about Ataraxia. So, Ataraxia was a project that we started back in college in our first year.
2014?
2014, yes.
Yeah.
So, we were just in hostel and I'd come to Bangalore and I was looking for a band, as in all the cities that I've been doing. I started looking for musicians in the college. And I know I just sent out a word that this is my home in the hostel and wherever musicians are around, just come and meet me. So one day Shivam and a couple of our friends showed up and that time I met him and he was the drummer of our band and I was on the keys and we started our journey in 2014 with songs, Hindi songs, Hindi rock and just gateway rock stuff like Sweet Child of Mine and all that.
So we went to the show, the prelims of Rockting, and we played our Simba the Sailor and Sweet Child Mine.
Yeah.
We played that. It was good, but then we saw a lot of bands doing amazing things, like new sounds that we've not heard before. So we were really inspired by that, and we really wanted to compose and stuff like that. We did a couple of more shows with the first lineup, but then some of the members just had to go.
Yeah, creative differences. But then again, the second round of search for our guitarist and bassist began.
So in our search for a guitarist that was worthy enough for the band, the sound that we wanted, we found someone.
Yeah, so Shivam was very kind to say worthy, but back then I was just actually I was their junior in college, different department, and I was in my first year, just come to Bangalore, first time in a city, left my guitar at home because I didn't know new college, what rules they had and everything. But after my first semester, I saw things around, at least things used to happen in college. So that gave me confidence to bring my guitar. So it was just another day at the hostel and I was just chilling, not studying like most college students. I was just chilling at the hostel playing guitar and there was a knock on my door. Yeah, so I opened and there was a stranger and he was Ankush. So he was like, does someone in this room play guitar? I was like, yeah, me. I play guitar, but I don't think you're searching for me. He's like, I want you to come and try for a band. Then he introduced the band to me, Ataraxia. Ataraxia. Yeah, so
Ankush, our dear friend, man. Thank you for introducing him all to us if you're watching this video.
and that happened and cut through after the college hours. I was told to meet them at a certain place. I went there with my guitar and everybody was setting up and it seemed pretty scary. They looked like professionals to me and me being the only audience that I had was my phone's camera. So yeah. So then I had an audition of sorts. So they told me play something. Yeah.
You kicked ass, by the way. Yeah. So, see, Rohan was there. We had a jam room back in our college. We went through a lot of hoops and got a room assigned in a new building where we could jam. It was an empty room, huge room, big walls, but stone walls, and there was no furniture. So when we played, we couldn't hear anything. But still, we had a place to jam. Thanks to Bhushan sir. And then we were going towards the jam room from our hostel and we saw Rohan over there, and that time he looked now though it's different, but he looked very young back then. He had longer hair and we both were talking bro, we've never seen him outside play and all that. And
We had our doubts.
and Rohan also, as he said, he didn't have much experience, so he was also a little bit reserved and not talking much. We were like, how is he not playing? And then he pulls out his guitar and he plays, Holy Wars, Holy Wars, and
So when he started, I was like, yeah, I take back whatever I was thinking, and whatever. Now the doubts are cleared.
So yeah, we kicked ass, and then 3 days later, we jammed as a whole band, and that first jam, after a long time, felt like we actually achieved something that day, something clicked in us.
We actually started composing right then, our first riff, which is going to be the song that we've transformed.
Yeah. So we had Hapa coming up, the Acharya Hapa, the college fest, and there was my come to bands. We had 2 weeks to prepare just the new lineup and forms, but we managed to make 2 songs, right? 2 new songs, which are part of our coming album, which is in the process of being recorded.
Yeah, I have a story. Like,
Yeah.
you know, once I was in the band officially, I was told 2 things. We have 2 weeks. We have to write 2 new songs. 2 weeks for a competition, and I didn't know what competition it was. I was just like, okay, fine. Outside, I was like, okay, fine. Inside, I was scared to death, right? And my misfortune, the first gig was in a different college, so no home ground advantage. Fine. So in the 2 weeks, we got to work. We composed 2 new songs, which you will hear eventually. And yeah, and fine. We went to the college. It was in Cambridge. This was back in 2016. So we went to Cambridge and got our stuff in order, and the college fest. I think how it is, like people running around here and there, huge cameras and stuff. So the battle of bands started towards the second half of the day, and once bands started to get on stage, it turned out to be very lively, right? But what happened was there were a lot of bands playing that day, so each band was told to reduce their time, like play like sound check and 2 songs to 2 songs to 1 song, and what they told us was play the best part of your song.
Not even a whole song.
Yeah, but then again, clearly,
I was right on the stage. I thought, dude, I'm gonna play 1 full song, which is 4 to 5 minutes long, or I'm not playing at all. And like, okay, fine, just playing.
That's outrageous, man.
yeah, I mean, that didn't make sense. Then, like, if that was the case, then why invite, right? But again, let bygones be bygones. So that happened, and finally we got onto stage, and we started to play. Everything was going well. So in between, the sound engineer just wishes to cut myself, and I'm playing guitar in front of an audience with no audio,
He just turned off.
and that was where I died. Yeah, but then again, the redemption happened really quick, like, because right after that we had our college fest, the Battle of Bands during Happa, right? Fun fact: Happa is a Kannada word for fest. Yeah, so that was a college fest, and so that was my chance at redemption, because and although that previous one was not my fault, but then again, like, you can't blame the sound guy, because everyone always blames the sound guy. Right? So that happened, and we went on stage, and like, since we had to play as one of the earlier bands, we played during the daytime, so no lights and smoke, and
we were like shit scared after our performance in the previous college. We were all on the edge, and like, we have to do it. Like,
yeah, so it was like point of no return, and the way we performed there, that was historic. That was good, like, with our 2 new songs which we just wrote 2 weeks ago, we actually managed to come second, and so that was a huge win for us.
so after the events of Haba and we came second, we were really energetic. We wanted to do more stuff. So we got into writing songs. We had a few songs, few poems which one had written, and we started composing over them, his riffs, our riffs, all of us. And that time we still had to go to the college room to jam. We had the drum kit there. We didn't have the drum kit at our room. So weekly 2-3 times used to go after college, used to sit there, make songs, and then we thought, okay, now we got to record it, because it's not like an acoustic guitar you can just record in a phone mic or something. You need to record the electric guitar, you need the drums and everything. So we literally, he was in electronics and communication, so we literally made drum triggers out of these electrics and put them on the drums and everything, and we recorded the signals, blah blah blah, we recorded the guitar. So we didn't have an audio interface, and this relic is what we used for recording, but this served us very well. It was a USB audio interface.
And this was actually the first device that I saw with the USB.
Yeah, that we could record, and we used to use Sonar back then. It was Sonar and not Cakewalk.
In the beginning, you started with
Cubase 5, yeah. So my sir Kailash sir had taught me Cubase 5, and that knowledge has been carried forward for so many years. anyway. So we recorded the demos. We have a demo which we released in 2015, 2016, like that. Yeah, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So we had a couple of demos out, and we were working, and we even got up to recording like 2 songs. We released 2 songs, and that time we didn't know anything. We just recorded, like we said, with the triggers and everything, and we sent the stems to a friend of Rohan's, Aditya Matre. Cheers to you, bro. So at that time we didn't know anything, and he was like, "What kind of stems have you sent? Nothing is great saying. There's no head or tails of the gain. It's up. This is low." And we had no idea back then, but still he did a heck of a job mixing it. And that song is still one of the songs I play. Like, this is what I've done in college. I play for people and all that.
Yeah, so once we started writing and recording, our live shows didn't stop. So we kept on playing in and around Bangalore, and so yeah. So one of the battle of bands which happened when I was in second year, that was 2017. Neil was not available. Like, he had to go home due to for an operation, and I was for the stance that we're not playing this year. Shivam was on the fence. I was like, no, and Neil was like, let's, you guys do it. No, don't miss this.
I really wanted them to play, like, even though I was supposed to be fine and be back, but I couldn't. So, and they were waiting till a week before. So I was like, you guys please play. Like, you should not miss the game without playing.
So yeah, we played. We played with another vocalist. His name is Malay. He did a very good job. But yeah, it was not the same. It was definitely not the same.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was not tail basically.
Like, you need to know the people you jam with. Always, even when we started jamming in the beginning, it was awkward and we got to know each other. Anytime a new member comes into the band, the dynamics change a little bit. So yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah, I mean, like, and also playing live, it's not like a studio session where you don't have that intimacy and all that. You have to know it,
and not
know
only
each other. Yeah.
the vocals, also keys was missing that time.
Yeah. So I mean, that was it was not a bad show, but we were not at our best.
Yeah, I mean, the guy did a hell of a job.
But
Playing there,
I
but
immediately
the sound
came
of
back.
Ataraxia changed.
We immediately came back and played another show in BMS.
Yeah, BMS Forest.
That went well. Red Bull band,
That
did well, yeah.
That was fun. Although, like, they just sent us home with one Red Bull in our hand.
Yeah.
And that was fun.
Yeah. We had some bands like Regicide and all were playing there with us that day.
We kept on playing shows even though whatever happened.
And
sound issues.
there was a change that happened. In the next year, we both took a house together. So we brought the drums at our place, so we could jam all the time. And I feel that was the time we have got the most composition done. Because we had to go to the college, we used to get maybe 8 hours max, but all through the week when we had the drums at our place, every day we were jamming. At least 5 days a week we were jamming.
Yeah, like, I had to sleep with the drums at my room there.
And we had a lot of angry neighbors, but that led to the composition of the album. We had gotten 4 tracks made, 4 tracks with vocals and 3 instrumentals, like whole concept album that we were thinking of.
Once we shifted the equipment to our place, our jamming sessions were tight. Like, I mean, just due to the fact of the accessibility of it all, we could jam anytime. And so we started to write, we started to record, we started to build ideas, scratch ideas, and trial and error. And we had one album in place, at least, like, with lyrics and everything. And we had a concept album in place with the story and everything. And it was all set. We had all the demo tracks recorded all through and through, and it was in Neil's hard drive, which decided to crash.
And it was the worst day of my life. I still have that hard drive. I've been trying to resurrect it all these years to get something, because 3 tracks, instrumental tracks that we made, we don't even have the export for them. 4 of the tracks we have exports, we have re-recorded, recreating them even now. But the other songs are just hot, so we're gonna get some new compositions. But yeah, that was a huge turning point, and that was the final year of our college before we all had to split away because the next masters, and we started working. So, and even our bass guitarist went to some other place, and our lead guitarist went to Pune and all that. Everybody went to different places. And
Yeah, just
been 5 years
happened.
since.
Yeah.
Then pandemic hit and everything.
Yeah, and after that, these two started to work. I went to college for my higher studies, which was not as fun as I thought. And our bassist started to work again. He went to a different area in Bangalore and he was not accessible. And our lead guitarist, he went to Pune for better opportunities and work and all that. So all of that happened, and again, the pandemic, of course, hit everyone like a truck, right? Then, yeah, all of that happened, and we all were doing our things, like, and it was around 2021, started the discussion that, why don't we resurrect our album?
Because it was if there's one thing I'm proud of in my life, one of the things I'm most proud of in my life, it's Ataraxia. The amount of work we got done, the amount of new compositions we made, and even the time we spent together, it has forged relationships precious for a lifetime. And so that's why finally, after all these years, we have come back together to record the album. We have many more songs as well. We have a single coming also in the next couple of weeks, and a full length album is in the works.
Stay tuned for the songs.
So Shivam, Rohan, and me.